Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about The Fugitive. And this movie came out in 1993 and it's directed by Andrew Davis, starring Harrison Ford, Tommy Lee Jones. And I've seen this before and I liked it then, and I still like it now. I do have quite a bit of issues with it, and I believe that this movie is based off of a TV series of the same name that came out in the 60s. And I don't know how accurate it is to the TV series. I never saw it. But as a standalone movie, I think it's good. I do think that there are some fun chase scenes in this movie, and I do like the practical effects that we do get in this movie. Like we see a bus flipping and like a train crashing at one point, and that stuff was really cool. And it was very well done as well. Harrison Ford was pretty good in this movie, and Tommy Lee Jones was my favorite part of this film. I think he brings a lot of like charisma, and he just has an on-screen presence that just works so well for this movie, and it's basically a role that only he could play, and he really pulled it off. And there is a lot of cheesy moments sprinkled throughout this movie, and that's just something you're going to have to accept because if that bugs you, then it's going to drag the movie down a lot. But if you don't mind it, then it's a fun ride, and that's just something you're going to have to accept. And even despite all the cheese that happens throughout the movie, it's still a good story. I like where it goes, even if there are plenty of things about it that don't make any sense. And there were some editing choices that were kind of cheesy, especially in the dream sequences that I felt could have been cut out of the movie. But most of it was pretty good, and there's nothing about this movie visually speaking that's interesting, and there aren't any shots in this movie that stick out to me as memorable, and it's all kind of just stationary and not much happening, and it's mostly just about the characters and the story, and that's about it. That's all you really get, and I like the characters and I like the story, and those are two things that really work for me. And a couple things, just on a side note, I don't know if this is talking about to the TV series or it's talking about the movie. I kind of did a little bit of research as to how much time has passed throughout the course of the film. Apparently, it's supposedly 4 years, which doesn't really make any sense. Which, I don't know, maybe I missed a title card, maybe it's talking about the TV series, but if it's talking about the movie, it did not feel like 4 years at all. Like, maybe I blinked and missed a title card, and it's just over the course of a few days, but 4 years, that makes my head spin. And my only other criticisms with this movie would be just things that didn't need to be there, like Julianne Moore. Like, you got someone who's very talented and could bring a lot to this story just with her acting talent. But she has no more than 5 minutes of screen time, and you never see her again. I was like, why did we have to see her in the first place? Another thing is that the cops in this movie are basically useless. Like, they just don't care about anything in this movie. And they just believe that Harrison Ford's character is guilty because that's just their gut reaction. His fingerprints were everywhere. And never once do they even think of the possibility that the killer was like wearing gloves. Like, that is a zero possibility in their minds. And that was pretty dumb. But aside from all of that, I liked the movie overall. I can see myself seeing this movie again. It wasn't painful, it was enjoyable. I was afraid that this movie was going to be very boring because I'm not a big fan of Harrison Ford movies that are like the Jack Ryan movies, for example. Like, I don't like Patriot Games, I don't like Clear and Present Danger, or I don't like Air Force One. Like, movies like that I just don't care for. But this one had a bit more going on, and I wasn't bored, and I always felt as though the movie was constantly going along. I wasn't getting impatient with it at any point. good movie, just nothing amazing. So with all that being said, I'm going to give The Fugitive a 6 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of The Fugitive, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for The Last Black Man in San Francisco. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.